What's up YouTube, PinoE here, and for today's video I thought I would try something a little bit different. I've been getting a lot of messages on Instagram and Twitter, not really on my YouTube page, from people who don't really understand the importance of the Air Jordan 1 Black Red, who designed it, how many times they've released in the past, and of course the most asked question, will the model on September 3rd have the X on the back? So today I bring to you the history of the Air Jordan 1 Black Red, aka Bred. Lego! First off, let's talk about the model in the Wings logo. The Air Jordan 1 and the Wings logo was designed by Peter Moore. The inspiration for the logo came while he was on a flight and saw some kid wearing a pilot pin that the stewardesses gave to him, and it was at that moment that the idea of merging Wings with the basketball popped into his head. As a side note, Peter Moore also designed the 3-bar logo for Adidas. The first release of the Air Jordan 1 Black Red was back on September 15th, 1985. At the time, Michael Jordan wasn't a big fan of the model, and he actually hated the colorway. Obviously, he was a Tar Heel, and he said the colorway was the devil's color. And he didn't quite literally mean the devil, but that the colors were very similar to the University of South Carolina. By the way, this shoe originally retailed for $64.99, but when Nike saw resellers scooping up pairs and selling them for $100, they made additional pairs which ended up making their way to discount racks for only $20 a pair. Move forward to 1986 and the Air Jordan 1 KO Black Red released. Rather than the original leather, the AJKO released with a canvas upper, and a lot of people don't seem to know that the KO was an OG model and the Bred KO an OG colorway. Back in '86, the original retail price on the shoe was only $26.86. After 1985, fans of the model had to wait until 1994 before Nike decided to retro the colorway. Actually, they didn't retro any Air Jordan 1s until 1994. By that time, retail jumped to $80, but Nike was having problems selling the shoe, and they soon hit discount racks for $19.99. Good luck finding this shoe under $400 to $500 now. The next time we saw a Bred 1 release was on July 11, 2009 as part of the Defining Moments pack, or the DMP pack. The pack came with two pairs, the Black Red and the other in a green, white, and black colorway representing the Celtics. The purpose of this pack was to celebrate MJ's performance in Game 2 of the 1986 NBA Finals, where he threw down 63 points against the Celtics. This was the first DMP pack to release, and the two pairs dropped together for $225. Why they chose to have the Air Jordan logo instead of Nike Air, I don't know. June 1st, 2011 saw what was probably one of the oddest Air Jordan 1 releases. The Air Jordan 1 band dropped at Nike factory outlet locations, and as news spread, people began camping. The outlets were only allowed to sell one pair per person and were not permitted to accept over-the-phone orders like outlets usually allow. The shoes were all marked as B grades, and one theory is that the B didn't mean they had factory defects, but rather stood for banned, and this was a marketing stunt by Nike. Another strange part of the release is they dropped on a Wednesday rather than the typical Saturday releases. Oh yeah, and retail was only $109.99. We jump into 2012 and we get our first retro of the Air Jordan 1 KO Bred. On June 2nd, 2012, Nike dropped the AJKO in a black toe and a Bred colorway, and each pair was $125. We're now in 2013, and Nike releases another retro of the Air Jordan 1 Retro High Black Red. This was an OG release with the Jumpman replaced with the original Nike Air tongue tag, and these dropped on December 28th for $140. One of the complaints that were heard about this pair was that the leather was garbage, and that's soon going to change. We move to 2015 and we get a retro of the Air Jordan 1 KO Bred. The release was scheduled, but as moldy pairs were being discovered in stockrooms, Nike recalled all the product. A North America release never ended up happening, but on December 19th, folks over in Europe had a chance to pick up their pairs for $140. On February 14th, 2015, Nike gave us the Air Jordan 1 Low Bred, and these retailed for $90. The shoe had the OG makeover with Nike Air branding and the Wings logo on the back heel. And that brings us to September 3rd, 2016, where Nike is giving us the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Black Red for $160. This model is given the OG treatment with Nike Air and Wings logo branding, and to answer some of the most asked questions I have been receiving, no, these will not have the X on the back, they are not band ones. These will also be a general release, but what a lot of people don't seem to understand is that almost every Air Jordan 1 is a GR, and it's just the popularity of the model that makes them sell out extremely quick. And lastly, the quality on these is very close to that of the shattered backboards. So to sum it up, the Air Jordan 1 in a black red or Bred colorway is one of the most retro Jordan brand shoes. Let me know below if you enjoyed this video and want to see the history of other shoes detailed, and if so, which ones. And of course, if you liked this video, and I hope you did, hit that like button. If you're new around here, please subscribe, join the squad. If you have something to say, leave it in the comments below, and I'm out!